Making bread from scratch is the way to go. It's super easy, it's super affordable, and it's going to taste a lot better than store-bought bread. Let's go ahead and add a fourth thing there too. There's no preservatives, there's no chemicals. What you put in your bread is what's in your bread. Today I am making the fluffiest, most best sandwich bread that I think I've ever made. While my yeast mixture is in the microwave and Shadow seems to want all of the attention, so he's pushing me right now, I'm gonna go ahead and get started once he goes away. Go away, go away. So I'm gonna get started on the flour mixture part, the dry mix. In this bowl I have 4.5 cups of flour. I will be then adding arrowroot powder, baking soda, and baking powder and salt to my flour. I'm gonna start here with the salt, adding about a teaspoon. It's about a teaspoon there. Now I'll be adding about a tablespoon of the baking powder, baking soda, and arrowroot powder. In the bowl, I'm gonna add 1.5 tablespoons of room temperature butter. I'll pour in my yeast mixture. Now that the dough has formed together, I'm starting my timer for 6 minutes and I'm going to knead it. Alright, now that I have rolled the dough in this oiled bowl, I'm going to cover it, put it in the oven at a bread proof for the next 45 minutes. I'll see you soon. Making bread from scratch is the way to go. It's super easy, it's super affordable, and it's going to taste a lot better than store-bought bread. Let's go ahead and add a fourth thing there too. There's no preservatives, there's no chemicals. What you put in your bread is what's in your bread. Today I am making the fluffiest, most best sandwich bread that I think I've ever made. It took me about 2.5 years really to figure out the perfect recipe, and I have finally found it, and I am remaking that bread today. And I would love to show you how to get the fluffiest, moist, soft, best bread ever. This bread is perfect for sandwiches. It's perfect for French toast. It's awesome as Texas toast, because we all love that Texas toast. Hands-on, it's probably about 10 minutes worth of work. Total rise time is about 1 hour and 20 minutes. You got 45 minutes and then 45 minutes. Bake time is around 20 minutes, give or take, depending upon your oven. Making this bread for the most part is completely hands-off. Like I said, though, it does take about 10 minutes worth of hands-on time. I will put a link down below in the description where you can get my recipe for this best ever bread. The link will take you directly to my website, hollowacreshomestead.com, where you will be able to find not only this recipe, but many other recipes. And I hope that you use them and enjoy them just as much as I have, and do. Now there are 2 ways that we can do this. First of all, we're going to divide it in half because it makes 2 loaves. We can either roll it out and then roll it up, or we could just take the lump of dough and put it in the bread dishes, bread pans, whatever. That's what I'll be doing. I divided the dough in half enough, and then I am just simply rolling it upon itself, stretching it out, and place it in the bread pan. And I just flatten it out a little bit. And that's really that easy. And now I'm going to cover these, put them back in the oven for 45 minutes and let them double in size. I'm using the same plastic wrap that I used for the bowl. It should cover over both of them. Just enough, and in the oven they go. The bread is now risen and it's time to go into the oven. I covered the top with melted butter and it's going to go into a 400-degree oven for about 20 minutes. And the bread is done. It's a little loud in here, the dishwasher's on. It is so incredibly fluffy. It took me about 3 years to get this right, but I finally figured out what that secret ingredient is to make the bread soft and fluffy and the perfect sandwich bread. They're a little small. I think that's because the bread pans that I used were the extra wide ones. Had I used the skinnier ones, they would have puffed. They would have puffed up more on the top, making it a larger type loaf. But let me show you how it looks on the inside. It is soft, it is fluffy. If you love bread as much as I do, you are going to want to make this bread recipe. In the description down below, you will find the printable recipe to my bread recipe. It came out weird. In the description down below, you will find a link to the printable PDF recipe for this sandwich bread. And I got to say, this is the perfect sandwich bread. And I'm going to be giving you my secret recipe for it because it took me so long to figure it out. I struggled for years trying to find the best bread recipe that's good for sandwiches and good for just being bread, for toast and all kinds of things. And I did it. I did it. Yes. I did it. If you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up. And if you're not already, consider subscribing to Hollow Acres. On this channel, I post a bunch of content from gardening to homesteading to homemaking to recipes and cooking. I try to post at least twice a week. I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I hope to see you back here soon. Thanks for stopping by, Hollow Acres.